From the basketball court at the University of Virginia to the classroom at UNC Chapel Hill, Dr. Deborah Stroman has it all covered. Now this professor and sports business entrepreneur is about to take you to school. It's time for Dishing It Up with Dr. Stroman and the Sports Shop on Buzz Sports Radio.
Distro, what is going on? Good morning. Oh, wow.
I'm here. Happy New Year.
Happy
How
New
are
Year.
you?
I'm doing good. You just got me today, so, hey, you lucky.
No, this is good. I
Yeah.
know you can do various sports, so you're moving from the team sport. Now you're football and basketball. Now you've moved to golf and tennis, so it's just you. It's all good.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly right. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I
Good.
came into this 2024. I sent a graphic out to a number of friends and family members, and it says, "Take a leap of faith and begin this wondrous new year by believing."
There you go.
So the word is belief. And for our subject matter today, belief in money, flowing for good, as in let's talk about the college football playoff
Let's do it.
and the financial side.
Okay.
And I guess the question is, should every Division I football bowl subdivision believe that they can win the national championship or even be in the Final Four, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just give some backdrop. So there's two football divisions in NCAA. The first is called the Bowl Subdivision. It was founded in 1973. There were about 131 members.
Right.
And then this is the highest level. And then the other side is called the Football Championship Subdivision. They were founded in 1978. And similarly, there's about 130 schools.
Gotcha.
Now, we used to know them. We'll remember it as Division 1A and Division 1AA. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that. Absolutely. I do.
Yeah. FBS schools, the bowl schools, can offer up to 85 scholarships, while FCS schools are limited to 63. So obviously the bowl schools have deeper rosters and much more competitive recruiting classes. North Carolina basketball last year said they did not want to play in the NIT.
Right.
Football bowl schools must play in a bowl game if they're eligible. And FCS teams participate in a playoff, a 2014 playoff. And I think people who love football know that North Dakota State has kind of owned that space. Very, very competitive games. But North Dakota State is considered I guess you could say, the poster child for their championships.
Right.
So I'll be headed off to Houston, and I thought it would be good to look at these finances in different ways. First off, salaries. And some people might not be alarmed at this. I see it a lot, and I am still alarmed. Nick Saban, Mr. Alabama, and this is what's posted, and certainly we know private schools don't even have to post this at all, $11.4 million per year.
Yep. That sounds
DeBoer,
right.
Yeah, Washington, $4.2 million. Now, I don't know if there's that much of a difference between the two of them in terms of how they administer their programs, but that's just, to me, another reason why Alabama is the powerhouse. When I think about ACC, our league, our territory, Dabo Sweeney at Clemson's at $10.8 million. Mario Cristobal, Miami, $8 million.
Wow.
And then our local coaches, Dave Doran at State is at $5 million. Mac Brown's at $5 million. Officially, Doran makes a little bit more than Mac Brown.
Yeah.
And Mike Elko, when he was at Duke, which was a lot of money for Duke football, $3.5 million. And
Wow.
so Mike Elko, we know, has moved on to Texas A&M,
Right.
and now his salary is $7 million.
Wow.
Okay. In terms of the payout, since CFP, College Football Playoff, they've basically earned about $765 million from annual distributions of the bowl money.
Oh, geez.
And we know which conference is winning all of that, Big Ten, $734 million. And I mentioned that Jim Delaney, the former commissioner of the Big Ten, Carolina graduate,
Yep.
is known as the most strategic gentleman, business manager for bringing all that money to Big Ten football. and the ACC has about 677 million. And this is based on a few years ago, because it's a while before they report stuff. So basically, it's excuse me, let me make sure I get this right. SEC has earned the most, 765.
Yes. Yes.
Big Ten, 734. ACC, 677. So we're basically losing. Well, I won't say losing. The difference between the ACC and the SEC is about $88 million.
Wow.
And I think about our football teams, which would be about $5 million each, what they could do with $5 million in their athletic department.
Man, we talked to Dr. Deborah Stroman, this episode of Stroman. We do this each and every Thursday. First time for 2024. So what's interesting about that is those are old numbers, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
With the contracts with Fox and this whole realignment and things that are going on now, I can imagine. I think the Big Ten is in first place now overall. Then you got the SEC, then the ACC. The SEC, then the ACC is lacking significantly behind those two. I'm not sure what the Big 12 is in that scenario, but that's interesting because that's a lot of money when you think about it, Dr. Stroman.
Big 12 is not too far behind the ACC at $663 million.
Okay.
So this all makes sense why Washington is saying, I'm out of here, right?
Yep.
They're moving to the Big 10. And this goes back 2 years ago. But Washington actually spent more money on their football team than Michigan in several categories. And what this means is that Washington, and they've had national championships before. I think I saw it the other night on a poster or something. I think they'll be going for their third national championship. Yeah. And so they want to go where the money is. And that's just what you said, media rights.
Yep.
Michigan football brought in about $37 million in media rights in the 2021-22 season.
Yeah.
Where the Pac-10 netted Washington about $24 million. And you might say, well, 37-24, but it's millions. This is lots and lots of money. Yeah. And their contract, the Big Ten, they've got a 7-year, and listen to this, Errol, $7 billion media rights deal with Fox, CBS, and NBC that runs through the 2029-30 season.
See, that's what changes the whole game. That's why
exactly.
That's why, to be honest with you, that's why we've been hearing about and seeing a lot about Florida State trying to get out of ACC because that's one of the issues. And they look at a school that's not too far away from them, Florida. The distribution, I think, is like $30 to $40 million that Florida would get over Florida State because Florida's in the SEC and Florida State is in the ACC. That's right. That's unbelievable when you think about that. That's $40 million. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. Just a few more points in terms of the financials, donations, football-specific donations. Michigan leads the Big Ten. Over about $31 million people give for football.
Wow.
And actually is number 7 amongst all bowl schools, but still, I mean, that's just a lot of money. Washington generated about $19 million in football-specific donations. Ticketing, of course, that means stadium size, but Michigan ranked 2nd in the country in football ticket money for the past, 5 years, bringing in about $47 million. Stadium size, a little history. The first ever college football game was played in 1869 with about 100 people watching when Rutgers played, right?
Right.
Fast forward now, the largest game was at Bristol Motor Speedway when Tennessee played Virginia Tech, and it had about 157,000 people there.
Wow.
But Michigan goes back and forth with Penn State, and it's like a joke every year. They add more and more seats depending on the latest thing. But Michigan Stadium holds about 107,601, and Penn State Beaver Stadium holds about 106,572. So I imagine Penn State's going to add some more
That's crazy.
Seats this summer.
That's crazy.
And Washington, the Husky Stadium, holds about 70,000.
Yeah. I mean, the big house up in Michigan it's been one of the largest stadiums in a long time, for a long time. That's why they can generate that kind of money from ticket sales because it's packed all the time. It's amazing how much they cost.
And then, of course, the big fuss with Florida State not getting in and ACC upset because to be in that Final Four, the semifinals, $6 million per team. That's $6 million goes to each team for the conferences. So the ACC lost out. But I'll just bring it back to, where we are today, and can we really compete? Can every D1 bowl school really imagine and believe that they can be in the Final Four? If you don't have this type of money flowing, I just don't see how you compete.
You can't. You can't, because money talks. You know what else? I mean, that's just at the end of the day. Hey, we're talking to Dr. Stroman, who is, trust me, around this time of year, she is doing some really big things, and I'll be remiss if I don't have you talk about what you have going on down at the National Championship in Houston, D. Stro.
Yes, thank you. So I've been very, very blessed through quality relationships, starting with the ACC and John Swafford, former commissioner, Mike Kelly, the former football deputy commissioner. When Mike Kelly was picked to be the first, I guess you could say, director of the college football playoff, I spoke to Mike, and he definitely said it would be a great thing for me to bring students there. So I call it Project Touchdown.
Right.
And so that has continued. We had I guess you could say, a pause during the COVID years, but I've been invited back, and I'm bringing some students. I'm bringing 3 Tar Heels and 1 North Carolina A&T student who actually,
I saw that.
I consider her an honorary Tar Heel since she does help out with UNC athletics. And we'll be headed down to Houston, and we'll be working the game. We'll be doing everything from the concerts, the college football playoff playlist area. We'll be helping out as a brand ambassador. We'll be helping out with the puppies, right?
Oh, wow.
Different events that they have. We'll be actually out on the field. So just a wonderful way to have experiential education. So many students want to get into sport business, sport management, but they don't always get the opportunity to actually be a part of a live event and understanding what it takes. So I'm fired up for the students. I'm fired up for myself. And I'm sorry that Alabama won't be there. I can't get you that Alabama.
I know. I was going to say, we had a tradition in A-Town where, she always bring her hat back because, Alabama's always typically in the championship game. So
That's
anyway,
right.
Not this time, though, which I'm still, I don't want to talk about it. So anyway, what's got?
Well, there were 2 great semifinal games.
Yeah.
They could have gone either way. I'm not a gambler, but this was one of those situations where I wish I would have put maybe $100 down, because I picked Michigan and Washington to be in the final.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well,
yeah. I really felt about those teams.
I tell you, just one comment I talked about yesterday. I was very surprised how good Michigan was, and also, and you text me just how. I mean, Nick got out coach. The first half, they didn't know what the hell they was doing, and it was that's the first time I ever seen that in a long, long time for Alabama team. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And generally, when Alabama imposes its will, that first punch, the teams are staggering. So you just need another 1-2 counter, and then they drop.
Yep.
That's what Alabama was missing. They didn't have that oomph. Yeah.
And what's so funny? I say this: the first play of the game, when that was the interception, and Downs was out of bounds, and Alabama could have had that ball right in Michigan territory, like the first play of the game. Who knows that if that would have been a positive thing, that could have changed the whole landscape of how games are. It just
Absolutely.
changes. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It could have jumped on them hard, and who knows what would have happened. But it went the other way. And again, Michigan, good football team. I'm picking Washington to win it though. That's what I'm picking. So Pennick is unbelievable. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
Well, Pennick, I believe he is a NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
He could right now help the Panthers, help the Commanders, and a few others. And I know, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, they've got NFL players, but this type of quarterback is hard to stop. I mean, because they can do things that very good college quarterbacks can't do. Right. Watching him just thread the needle like this,
he's
he is definitely someone I want to see on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, hey, have a safe trip. Of course, you can be posting, so I'll be watching, and we'll see what's going on. But, that's a big-time deal. I really want you to talk about it because you don't know somebody's doing it, and it's a big deal, and I'm so happy for you. And each time of year, you get an opportunity to do this.
Well, thank you. It's I always say to my students, it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you on a favorable basis.
That is.
I've been very, very blessed know some wonderful people, and they pour into me and I pour into them. And so thank you. Everybody have a great, great weekend, and watch this game on Monday night.
All right, D. Stroman, be safe. Safe travels. We'll talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.